Welcome back, Study Squad. All right, today we are tearing up the old, busted study habits and cracking open the official science-backed playbook for success. Seriously, it's time to stop just trying to memorize things and start actually mastering any subject you want. Let's get into it.
Come on, you know the feeling, right? You've been there, that frantic, caffeine-fueled haze where you think you're just absorbing everything, only for your brain to go completely blank the second you actually need it. It's so frustrating, and it turns out it's just really bad science.
So, first things first, let's break down why our go-to study strategy, cramming, is a complete and utter catastrophe for our brains. Just look at the difference here. The old way, cramming, it's one huge, exhausting slog. And yeah, it feels productive while you're in it, but it's kind of like trying to build a brick wall in an hour. It's just going to fall apart. The Study Squad way is all about spacing. We're talking multiple, shorter sessions that actually build a strong, solid foundation of knowledge. One that actually lasts.
Okay, so if cramming is the villain of our story, what's the antidote? Well, it all comes down to two super powerful principles. Think of them as your brain's secret weapons for real, legit learning.
First up is spacing. You might hear scientists call it distributed practice. The idea is incredibly simple. Instead of one 8-hour study marathon, how about 4 2-hour sessions spread out over a week? Starting early is the key, because it gives your brain the downtime, the breathing room it needs to sort of file that information away into your long-term memory. And the second weapon? Oh, this one is a total game changer. It's called retrieval practice. This just means you have to stop passively rereading your notes and start actively testing yourself. I mean, think about it. It's the difference between watching a video of someone lifting weights and actually getting in there and lifting the weights yourself. One builds real strength. The other, well, it doesn't. And when you put these two together, they create this incredibly powerful learning loop. Step 1, you learn the material for the first time. Simple enough. Step 2, you space it out. You gotta wait a day, maybe 2. Let that info settle in. Then, step 3, you retrieve it. You actively pull that information out of your brain without looking at your notes. This little cycle right here is the foundation for studying effectively. But just being able to recall a random fact isn't really the end goal, is it? We're after deep, flexible understanding. So let's talk about how to level up our retrieval game. This is such a simple shift in your thinking, but wow, it is powerful. Next time you're studying, don't just ask yourself what a concept is. Force yourself to also answer why it works that way and how it connects to other stuff you already know. That little pivot from what to why and how, that's where real understanding gets built. So here are 3 killer techniques to help you do that. First, self-explanation. Can you actually explain the idea out loud in your own words like you're teaching it to a friend? Second, elaborative interrogation. You gotta really dig deep with those how and why questions. And number 3, delayed feedback. This is crucial. Always try to answer the question yourself before you flip the card or look at the solution. That little moment of struggle, that's what cements the memory. All right, squad, now we're getting into the really advanced stuff. This is how the top performers, the champions, fine-tune their skills and get to true mastery. This is something called deliberate practice. And it's not about doing more problems, it's about doing the right problems. First, you have to challenge yourself with stuff that's just a little bit beyond what you can already do. Then, you have to evaluate your own work and be brutally honest about where you're weak. Finally, you use that feedback to get better. It's this constant cycle of push, assess, and grow. Just think about that for a second. A real exam isn't just a test of what you know. It's a test of whether you can look at a problem, figure out what type of problem it is, and then pull out the correct strategy to solve it, all while you're under pressure. And guess what? There's a specific way to train for that exact skill. And here it is. It's called interleaving. So the slow way is what most of us do. It's called blocked practice. You do all the A problems, then all the B problems. It feels easy, right? The smart way is to interleave. Mix them all up. ABC, BCA, CAB. Now this is going to feel harder, maybe even a little less productive at first, but it forces your brain to learn how to tell the difference between problem types. And that is exactly the skill you need on exam day. Okay, let's talk about something we all have to deal with: getting things wrong. Most of us see a mistake and think it's a setback, a failure. But for the study squad, mistakes are a launch pad. I really want this to sink in. Every single time you try to remember something and you can't, your brain isn't failing you. It's actually sending you a signal. It's flagging that piece of information as important but weak.
Think of it like a big, flashing neon sign pointing to exactly where you need to focus your effort. It's not a failure. It's a diagnostic tool. It's a gift. From now on, I want this to be your automatic response. Anytime you make a mistake, don't just look at the right answer and move on. Just stop and ask yourself, okay, why? Why did my brain go down that wrong path? What was my thinking? Analyzing the why behind the error is the only way you're going to fix the root of the problem and make sure it doesn't happen again.
So this brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? After using all these strategies, what's the actual finish line? I mean, how do you know when you can confidently sit back and say, okay, I've really learned this? The answer is actually a number. It's surprisingly simple. A really good scientific benchmark for mastery is this. Can you correctly retrieve a concept 3 separate times with a good amount of space between each try? If you can nail it 3 times, spaced out, you haven't just memorized it for the short term. You have built a durable long-term memory. It's not a fuzzy feeling. It's a measurable goal you can aim for. And there you have it, Study Squad. That is the scientific playbook for effective learning. You now have the tools, the strategies to learn faster and remember so much more. So my question to you is, what's the first thing you are going to master with this new playbook? Pick a topic, a skill, whatever it is, and put these ideas to work. Let me know what your goal is in the comments below. Now go out there and start mastering.